you do this.
Oh, I'll remember that.
You have a good summer?
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah, I did quite a bit of camping and, yeah, it was good.
that's nice.
This is Dana.
Dana, stand by for the meeting.
We're about to bring the meeting to order. Danny, you good to work with us?
I am here and I can hear you.
Okay, so we don't have to press our microphone buttons, it appears.
You're on anyways.
He has to disclose if there's anyone with him.
Yeah, hold on, I'll do that during the meeting. Being 7 o'clock, I'm gonna bring the Dunbarton Board of Selectmen meeting to order. The date today is September 4th, 7 P.M. We have 2 selectmen present, we have one, audible by phone. And our motions will be made as long as Dana is doing them by roll call. Dana, can you tell us if anybody's in the room with you?
Nobody's in the room with me.
Okay, thank you very much. I've got some previous meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular minutes of August 21st as amended.
I'll second Mike's motion. Dana, you weren't at that meeting either, so it'll just be Mike and I guess. All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll abstain.
Thank you.
Dave, your vote.
Aye. There you go, Mike. I'm gonna open it up for public comment if nobody's on the agenda tonight. Anything, Fred? Okay, I'll close down public comment for now. We have Brett St. Clair, the chairman of the Conservation Commission, here tonight to discuss the purchase of D40109 27 acres. A lot here in Dunbarton, New Hampshire.
There's, Dana, I'm handing out a little map to, David and Michael. Sorry, I didn't know you, I could've sent something in
That's all right.
advance, but, it's pretty straightforward. The England family is going to put a conservation easement on their property, which is off of Stark Highway South. It's, they have about 91 acres there. I think they're gonna put 71 or 70, into the easement, I believe, and so it came to our attention, their surveyor actually, for Five Rivers, when he was doing the work for the easement, brought to my attention that the S&M Forest Trust, owned a lot that was, adjacent to the Englands, essentially a 27 acre landlocked lot that sort of surrounds a, beaver pond, which is at the back of that property. And so, anyway, after, we made the purchase on Stone Road, I contacted, Bob Stockwell from the S&M Trust, and I asked him if he would be willing to donate the 27 acre property, to us. I said basically it's landlocked. I explained that the kind of a budding landowner was putting a conservation easement on their property, and quite frankly, you know, it wouldn't be of any interest to anybody else except for us. He told me that the way the trust was set up, that they couldn't, and I basically said you could donate it to get, you know, kind of a tax credit or something like, you know, some type of tax special tax treatment for it. And he said, unfortunately, the trust wasn't set up so that they could do something like that, but he would be willing to sell it to us for a low price. And he said, I talked to him later, and he said that the lowest price that land was going for in New Hampshire was $300 an acre. So he said he would sell it to us for $8,000, which I think is a good, you know, price. And, so anyways.
How many acres was England's?
England's, I think in total is 91, and they're gonna put most of it in the easement.
This one's 27.
Yeah, this one, so it'll be about 100 acres of, open space basically there, kind of in the corner.
It's great land around that pond.
It is great, yeah, it's really nice, yeah.
I've been out on that land much, it's great land.
Yeah, and they used, I think, when we first, there used to be like a, kind of a hunting blind or something out on there, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, I just wanted to give you a heads up about that, the Conservation Commission, voted to pursue that. And so, we'll hold a public hearing about it at our October meeting, cause we don't have enough time to get all the postings done and so forth for
I'm going on
September, but,
vacation.
pardon me?
I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll let you know ahead, we got a month's head start anyways here.
Yeah,
So anyway, I just wanted to give you a heads up about it and, see if you had any questions.
No, I appreciate the heads up.
I think it's, give you guys kudos for finding it.
Yeah,
It was actually their surveyor told us about it, so,
It's a win-win for the town.
yeah, so anyways,
I think they do a good job overall, because they look for contiguous land, and so does town forest, because it makes a larger parcel to manage. You have the same open space thought.
And since it's not usable by anybody either, doesn't really take it out of,
yeah, I mean, I think they probably pay $400 less than that, I don't even know,
Oh,
100,
it's less than that.
Yeah.
It's like $200.
$200 in taxes on it, yeah.
yeah.
And it actually has not been logged, so,
you may be able to get something out of it,
yeah,
Well,
okay,
just
Yeah,
keep us
I'm
in,
in full support with that, that's
Yeah.
great.
alright, thank you, yeah, any questions, Dana?
No, none here.
So-
And I hear $300 an acre is what?
That's the lowest price that they've found any land sold for in New Hampshire altogether. So,
Okay,
So Dana, conservation, when they pick up these lots, typically will purchase it through their, the revenue that they receive from the land use change tax. And so this does not come from any kind of taxpayer budget, they have the money in their account currently, and they'll be able to negotiate and process the whole transaction through funds that they have collected and have in their account.
yep, understood.
Okay,
Feeling,
And I think when we get to the point, we'll probably go through that same title company that we used the last time, and it was pretty simple, it was,
Yeah.
to be honest, they only charge us $950 to do, plus the filing fee with the county and stuff like that, so it's pretty good,
yeah,
I thought. Okay,
thank you, thumbs up from us.
thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah,
Let us
you're
know if you
welcome.
need anything from us and we'll
Yeah.
be happy. to
well, I'll be
support.
back in touch when we got the paperwork and all that stuff, but we'll hold the public hearing and.
I'm glad to hear England's is back on track as well.
Yeah, Sue England we had a meeting with the family by Zoom, and the spouses and the whole, everybody, and, she basically said, I wanna get this settled.
Very good.
Yeah, so then that kind
Cause
of,
a lot of times when you involve that many people, things get really stirred.
yeah, so that was basically, once her family members heard that that's what she wanted to do, she kinda came down, like, that's what I really wanna do. They were like, okay, so,
Very nice,
okay,
thank you.
Thanks, Brett.
see ya.
be in touch.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is a grant proposal from the Office of Highway Safety, OHS, in the amount of $5,300 from October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026. This was a grant that Chris Remillard was working on, it's one we normally do yearly. And, he received this, Office of Highway Safety grant again this year. So we have to sign this tonight, Dana. Do we need to make a motion first on the money?
I'll make a motion to,
Wait,
You've got a motion written up here, don't you?
I do,
okay,
this one.
Let me have a look.
Dana, just as a little bit of humor, we call Chris our grant master. He does a good job pursuing grants. The one following in his footsteps to the fire chief, he's getting very familiar with doing it too. Then the thing is, Michael Kaminsky, Board of Selectmen make a motion to accept the terms of the highway grant as presented in the amount of $5,300.
I'd like to,
You're gonna see,
make this motion by roll call also, I'll second the motion.
okay, I'll say, and then take the call for the vote.
Dave Knoll, yes?
Mike Kaminsky, yes?
Dana Lavoy, yes.
Okay. Then, it's approved, Dave, we'll get your signatures ahead of you. It was
Yeah.
written up for you, I understand correctly. It was
I get
good.
a lot of signatures on here, I'll probably just sign them afterwards.
Yeah, they're both of you, but you can do that.
And, well, actually, I'll let Mike work on it during the meeting then.
We need all signatures, Lean?
I
There's
thought it was
space
just
for-
me.
Well, there's space for all of you.
Oh, there is,
So,
okay.
yep.
All right, Dana, the next one's right down your alley. We're not gonna discuss, you've seen the email, but we're not gonna discuss the, actual amount because these are still in play. But, this is a letter from Emily Mans for the Dunbarton Community Power. She thinks it's time for us to take action on, going out to the rates. And in reading this, my thought is that it's only gonna go up after this for a period of time.
Yeah, I just looked at that today, for this evening here, see, what did you just say, the 36-month rate is?
It's almost the same as the 24-month rate, it's, there's very little change to going to 36 months, and, I know that we'd always talked about trying to set up a long-term, fairly steady rate for the town people. And if the utilities go lower than that, then you could go back to the utilities, but I feel if we had this rate set for a 3-year period, it would be a real good home run where you wouldn't have to watch your electric bill every month or every 6 months.
Dana, my thoughts are that it seemed it was a little bit higher than the current, New Hampshire, public service rate. However, once we lock it in, I think it's worth that small gamble to, take, because, January, we don't know which way it's gonna go, but I think it's gonna go north.
So are you thinking 36 months, Mike, or 24?
I'm thinking 36 months. And the thing is, remember, if the residents have the option, they can leave anytime they want. And so, I think it's worth the gamble.
One last thing, Dana, before I, have you fill us in more, cause you're probably the most advised one on this, but, I'd like to go with the lowest percentage of renewable, just to keep the rate as low as possible, for our townspeople. And that, of course, affects that rate. But Emily seems to think this is the time to lock in on this, and I'd like to know what your thoughts are after reading it.
Yeah, I guess I had hoped that we could have beaten all the rates that are currently available, through utilities at this point, so that there wouldn't be any concern at all among any residents that, you know, that there's a possible higher rate being locked in by Dunbarton Community Power.
Right,
But I do agree that long term, there's a likely chance that this rate would be considered favorable over that long-term period.
yeah, especially a couple of years from now. I did,
It's fairly likely.
I did hear gas just went down recently, did you hear that as well, Dana?
I did not hear that. I've been kind of out of touch on tracking.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard gas dropped right now, which might affect, but everything that I'm hearing from Unitil and Eversource, they're looking for fall increases here, so.
I think that any resident who disagrees with us has the option of just opting out. I think,
We rushed to get into this program thinking when the market was low, we could get in for 24 months or 36 months when it was low. And what we found was when they were lower than this rate, they gave us 6 months or 9 months or 3-month opportunities, which didn't really help us at all, cause we were looking for a long-term, to kinda average this out for our townspeople, so their electric rate wouldn't bounce up and down. And now I see that this is probably the best that we're gonna get, because if the rates get lower than this, I feel our term's gonna be 6 months. Like it was, earlier this year.
You just blacked out on the, you just blacked out for me on the, you said if rates get lower, and then I didn't hear that, could you repeat it?
Yeah, when the rates do go lower, as you saw last year, they only give us 3 months or 6 months options. 3, 6, and 9 month options, they didn't give us any long-term options. When the rates were really low, so I feel like if they are lower than this, they're just gonna reduce the amount of months that they offer them to us for. And I didn't realize when we got into this program that that would be the case. I thought we would be able to buy in when they're really low, and when they're really low, they just don't extend you the terms, it's kind of a game.
Yeah, so one thing that I don't know, as far as proceeding with this, it sounds like, you know, both of you are in favor of it. There are two questions that I probably would wanna ask, and one, I didn't expect to see a 36-month option for us, guys, to it now, right, the cent bound,
That's okay, I mean, it's never too late, I mean, good questions are always coming up as we develop this,
it does actually beat even until,
right.
residential default rate.
And if you went to 36 months, I'm not sure why she highlighted the blue table, let me read here.
I think that's just if you wanna be more energy efficient,
I
you can,
think that's the, yeah,
that's the default rate.
No, the blue one is,
No, she did
24
she
months.
highlighted the 24 months,
Oh.
cause that's the lowest of the options of 12, 24,
right,
35, or 36.
and I'm thinking get the benefit of the 36 instead of just the 2-year. Because that 3rd year, I think it's gonna be higher than
No,
that,
you just look at Eversource maybe a year ago, and they were almost 19 cents,
22 at one point,
22, yeah.
one winter.
And
So
yeah,
even if it goes up in the winter and comes down this summer like they seem to be doing traditional now, for at least half the year, you'll be buying much better. And you gotta remember, the rates are only good till this January, and you know in the middle of the winter, everything's higher in the winter months,
never's been lower.
never been lower in the winter months, so.
Yep.
I'm thinking this is a time to commit, whether it's, whether we can pull out of that 36 month or not, which I doubt we could, cause it wouldn't benefit them to be able to do that, you know?
But I agree, I don't think that there is an option, but it would be curious if, how she would answer that, if there was ever any exit clause.
What do you think about, tentatively approving this tonight, cause we have a meeting, that we can do this at, and you could maybe just get a couple questions answered tomorrow during business hours with, Emily?
Yeah, I think that makes sense, actually.
Okay,
And I will just kind of summarize, similar to what you guys are feeling, I'm actually surprised that we can get a 36-month rate that is, even this close to what the current rates are today, because when I was looking at this independently, just as a general resident, for me to get something, any individual to get a 24-month rate, you're talking something in the 14 to 15 cents per kilowatt hour range.
right, it seemed like,
So
I take it you're pleasantly surprised?
yes,
Okay.
I wouldn't be as thrilled if it was only a 6 or 9 month rate, but the fact that there's a 36-month option here is pretty desirable, in a way.
I agree with you too, because a 6-month option would take, basically, might as well stay with Eversource if that was the case.
let me try and make a motion that seems to make sense, Dan, and let us know what your thoughts are. I make a motion, that we, use the rates that we see here for the 36-month term, the indicative pricing that we've received, from Emily. Mans at EMC Power LLC. For Dunbarton Community Power, as long as they answer the couple questions Dana has affirmatively. And, we'll leave those questions to be asked in the next couple of days.
Okay.
Does that sound good, Mike?
I'll second that.
Okay, Mike second the motion, Dave Nault in favor says aye, or yes, sorry.
Dana Lavoy, yes.
Mike Kaminsky, yes.
Okay. So you get that wording? Dana, thanks for doing the research on, I know you're out of town, but if you could do that research, I don't think it's should be a very long phone call.
Hey, Dana, one item too is, you think it'd be worthwhile to put a blurb on our webpage that we've accepted, once we get this all done, that we've accepted this rate. Maybe there's a small discussion on the rate, but the potential disadvantages and advantages for the next 3 years, once it's accepted. So in other words, I want the town to understand our logic for the pursuing a 3-year rate.
Yep, I understand, yep, that makes sense, and we did put something on the website, kind of just at least keeping the fact that this program is still alive, because there are some people that have asked about it, and we put in some just FYI information on the website.
But
We'll post that.
what's gonna happen is, once they get the item in the mail, town about it, Lean's gonna be inundated with phone calls, I can predict that now.
Yeah, right.
And so I think it should be
I guess,
almost on Dunbarton News, the front page, on Dunbarton News, like, once it gets accepted on all parties, we just share a little bit of our logic, why we went this route. And also remind them that if they're not satisfied with the rates we accepted, they can opt out.
Okay,
You think that might be a good idea, Dave?
yeah, I think we'll do that in the future, I think,
But
we
it's
got a
what-
little ways to go, cause these are indicative rates, so they still have to be shopped once we give them the thumbs up.
Understood. But I think we just gotta be
Can I-
more proactive with communications to the public.
Go ahead.
Just clarify that our motion is supporting, moving for.
Moving
commitment to this in the basic, category, not the renewable.
That's right.
1%.
Correct.
In the basic category is what I'd like to modify our motion to say.
You highlighted
I did, but
okay.
36 month in the basic.
Yeah,
So it's
okay,
that first
I
row.
just wanted to clarify that.
No, that's a good clarification, cause I don't think I did say that during the motion, so. During the discussion, we'll have that, which we're having now.
Okay.
Alright, thanks Dana.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go on to, some other items here, I have a couple of items to bring up before I hit mailbox. One is, I did have a chance to speak with JR Swindlehurst for the HVAC systems for the, second floor. And one of my questions was, he said that they were gonna put them 2/3 of the way across the room. I did get him to commit that he was putting it on the other side, the second units of the, drapery that is up there, the curtain. So it will be past 2/3, it'll be, it'll be in the last quarter of that room on the stage and in the storage closet, so. He did say that they had, this unit is much larger, it's 36K. It gives us one more ton of heating and or cooling. And it includes additional condensers to get them that far across the building. And in talking with him, he thought for the amount of money difference, it was a real good thing to go with this, because it's gonna spread the heating and cooling throughout the room without trying to add fans or something. And he said if we direct them properly, we'll be able to get like a circular motion going with them anyway. So, he did say that, it operates down to -15, Dana, you were looking for the range.
Oh, he did, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Those are the best units available today, those
Yeah.
go to -15.
So he did say those go to -15. My thought again, just reacting back to the last meeting, if we don't even go to his first quote and went to the other quote we had was 25,000, this is just slightly over $6,000 more to get 4 heads up there, and, I think that it's well worth the money to get the proper circulation, and we won't have people complaining in 2 years saying, hey, you guys put this system up, but it's about a ton short, it doesn't heat and cool the way we want. Cause to be honest with you, people are gonna go up there, this will still have to be turned on before they start their meetings. and shut off after the meeting, cause I don't think we wanna leave it on continuous when there's no use. But I do know that the librarian over there is real good at doing that, she does it now with the door, so turning a button, I think will be fairly easy. But my thought is to go with this unit with the 4 heads in it, and it's a 36K unit. They're two 36K
Can you,
units.
Yeah, Dave, can you just for my clarification, cause I'm not looking, I didn't see anything, specifically in email about this, so he's now gonna requote, 2 36K units instead of the original 30K units, and then provide also the 2 heads.
Yeah,
Doesn't
so
change the fact that there's 2 compressors, right? There's still 2, one on each.
there's
end of
still
the
one
building.
on each side, but to get it to the further ones, you need, additional condensing units, I guess he said, to get it that far, and that includes these 2, additional condensers too.
So he
It
did,
does, okay, and what, did he give a re-quote on that, or?
He
is
did,
supposed to do that?
Let me give you the quote, I'll read it to you. Install 2 Fuji 36K high heat mini splits in the second floor of the town hall. 4 18K inside units will be mounted, 2 on the east wall, 1 on the north wall, and 1 on the south wall. North and south wall will be approximately 2/3 the way across the room, which he tells me now is gonna be further than that. Towards the front of the building. Outdoor units will be placed 1 on each side of the new addition. All wiring will be done by a licensed electrician. Total cost of this was $31,277. So
31,777,
277, yeah.
277, okay.
So I thought that wasn't, for having the additional heads and stuff and having them, mounted around the different parts of the building, I think it's pretty reasonable.
And it also increases the cooling and heating capacity for another ton.
Yeah, which is gonna be huge, especially if they're looking to go up or down in temperature real quickly.
Yeah, because you figure in the summer when it's not being used and you go up there, it's like 90s, you gotta get it down cooler, it's gonna be nice to have that extra moving air.
And I gotta say, in marginal temperature conditions too, these things could run potentially with just 2 of them are running, right? And
Yeah.
now you have an 18K head versus, just 1 single head up there, so that you could have more flexibility to run 1, 2, 3, or 4 heads at a
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, so I think overall this makes much more sense to do that. And, it gets rid of
Yeah,
putting
okay.
ceiling fans around, so it's my suggestion we take this bid for, Dunbarton Fuel.
I like it because, obviously that was why I initially wanted to ask about adding additional heads up there, so I'm
Yep.
I'm certainly in favor of this.
You, Mike?
I have no issue with that.
Alright, I'll make a motion that we accept the quote from Dunbarton Fuel Service dated 8/6/2025. To supply 2 Fuji units, 36K, mini splits. For the second floor town hall with 4 18K inside units. Spaced out as he has them on this quote. With all the electrical work done. Total cost to be $31,277. And that should be it.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made, seconded. Dave Knoll, yes?
Dana LaVoy, yes.
Kaminsky, yes. The only thing I wanna, how long is install, and will be done when?
He said he's
Gonna
gonna do
order
it
it.
this fall, but he's gotta order them in.
gotta
Okay.
order it. At least we'll have heat for the winter,
Yeah,
it won't be in the 40s up there.
these units are pretty popular, I don't think it's gonna be a long order.
No, you went with a brand name too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very popular name for these units.
Okay, I'm glad you were here, Dana, cause that's one I wanted to go by.
Yeah,
Do you remember last meeting, we approved some work to be done on the concrete wall at the transfer station? The part was breaking off above the dumpsters. So we expended a $2,500 bid to have a company come in and, demolish that part and, rebuild that wall. And, Woody is gonna line up the fence company, JN Fence, GN Fence, to, take that fence apart before they come and demo it. He damaged some of the fencing by the dumpster today, and I wanted to let you know about that. He will have a small repair coming in on the fence. I told him don't get too worked up about it, it happens to everybody, but he was pretty upset about it, that he hit the fence with the machine.
Is this the fence by the construction dumpster, the metal dumpster and the glass dumpster?
The main dumpster,
Which is probably the demo,
yeah.
steel.
Yeah, that damage is in that section.
Sorry, which dumpster was it?
I didn't ask him which dumpster it was by one of them,
Okay, but it's one of those three, and it's,
yeah.
when you say, I wasn't here for the last meeting, so the concrete wall,
Concrete wall has a big
repair.
diagonal crack on it, and,
mhm,
it poses kind of a safety issue if that breaks off, so he's gonna have that repaired. We had a contractor come
Okay.
in that did our slab down below, that did the demo and rebuild of the slab, coming in to do that.
Mhm.
And so while he has the fence company there to do the repair, he's gonna have that portion of the fence taken off so they can repair it properly.
okay, got it.
He did say that he thought he had enough in his maintenance account to fix the fence if need be, if we didn't have it in ours, so. I told him we'd
Okay.
work it out once we got the exact amount.
And the concrete repair was, did I hear 2,500?
Yeah, it was
And that was previously approved.
From building
Yeah,
maintenance.
okay,
to cut it off and reinstall it and put rebar in it to rebuild it. Okay, that's it for the regular agenda, now we're gonna go, to mailbox items. We get a thank you card from Nancy Frost's family, Nancy Caldwell Frost, for the, flowers, for her funeral services, Dana.
okay.
Um, We have an update from Primex on the suit against the town. An attorney has been assigned to the case to represent the town. It's confidential, and it'll be here for you to read when you get back.
Thank you.
And look at, everything's together there.
We have an email from Chris Remlard, Chief Remlard, for the dog warrants. There were 3 summons remaining on the original warrant, which have all been resolved without any, no summons were, issued to our town residents for their dogs. Hallelujah. So they did some
Is
good,
this typical that they're able to resolve all of the,
typically they have been, they've been working.
We have some residents who are just a little bit, slow to wanna register their dogs and get their license, and not the licenses, but the licenses are indicative of a rabies shot, and that's important for public safety.
And it is, been pretty normal the last 3 years or so, they've been handled this way, and it seems to be working fairly smooth, I think that,
It seems like they found a few dogs which have passed, a few people moved, and it's a matter of just going through the list, and a lot of times, the majority of them are just administrative corrections and updates.
yeah. No, it's good, it's great that that's all, complete and checked off.
change and update the telephone services for the towns, letter sent to Dunbarton Telephone. Making the following changes. Those are the changes I believe that you and Lean have been working on.
Yep, we've been working on it, that's, at this point, that's a partial changed what's been done, we're still working on some more.
Yeah, so just make a quick note here. The caller ID we canceled was $5.95 a month savings. Fax number for the fire department was $64.88 a month savings. And town office fax number 6488 was canceled. $64.88 per month on that one as well. Thank you guys for doing that research. And I've got an approval request here from one of our town employees for vacation. This is gonna have to be gone over thoroughly. I'll approve that one tonight.
What's the, time period of this vacation?
End of the month and, 40 hours.
End of September?
The 22nd through the 26th.
Okay.
I try
In-
not to say that in case you're going out of town, but,
Well,
okay.
it's in mid, no.
We'll submit a vacant house check for her.
We have some interest also, this is kind of just off the thing, we have some interest in the drivers for our, our town highway department. Jeff called me and asked me to make sure to get an application to one person that was interested last year. I think Lean told me he's got another person, so that's good.
Yeah.
Sounds like we might have a driver for this fall and winter.
And we have one more candidate for the, for Donna's replacement, which is, he's gonna have to get on the committee and get going and get
Yeah,
started.
we'll hold off until Dana gets here.
Yeah. What else did I have? That's it for now, I'm gonna bring it back for public comment. Any public comment?
Fred Mullen, the unit you wanna put up on the second floor, would it be feasible to put a timer on it so it would shut off? Even if somebody left it on by accident? Cause I can foresee that staying on sometime during the night.
Yeah, as long as the temperature's not crazy, I don't think it'd hurt it to stay on either, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure about a timer, Fred, it's a good question, when JR's
Yeah.
installing that, I'll ask him if there's anything available like that. Cause it would be nice to set it on like a 2-hour timer and then have it go back to a neutral setting.
yeah, I'm just,
I know that the ones we have here have an evening setting, so it kinda puts it in a very slow mode, but when we come in, the it's dehumidified and not really chilled, but the air conditioner's working to keep that humidity out. So, good question.
Thank you, Fred, I'll bring that up definitely. Bring it back to town administrator, you have anything else for us?
Very busy, but nothing to bring you up to speed on.
Dana, bringing it back to you, do you have anything?
I have nothing, thank you.
Okay, Mike?
I have just an update from the police department regarding their 2 vacancies. The chief went before the state of New Hampshire and got permission to hire that officer, which was in question, which he explained to us further. The officer is gonna start on September 15th. He's basically going through training, being updated with uniforms and stuff like that, so one officer's on board. For the second position, which is still vacant, he's got a few candidates which are going through we've got a physical fitness test and a few other tests right now, but those are still in the vetting process right now. So September 15th, we're gonna have someone will be on board right now, a trained officer will be on board.
Nice.
Excellent news.
Trying to think, our 2 new employees are working down the transfer station. It's a good start. We did have, Greg was out for almost a week straight. And, Brenton was out at least one day this week, I saw him there back the next day, but, Woody's been having to work with the 2 new guys with at least one person out from the department, so they've been stretched a little thin down there, but.
As an FYI, it was issue Saturday, over the holiday weekend, power went down at the transfer station, so they had to basically close early and send, employees home. And, I didn't hear any complaints from residents, and I shared this with Lean in case she got anything during the day, people complaining, but I think a lot of people vacated town, and so it was pretty quiet on Saturday.
I saw a lot of people drive by my house.
But, Woody was everything back to normal, he said some of the trash had, had some animal, infestation over the weekend where they had overflow of the dump, but everything was cleaned up.
Mike brought up a good point there. Woody did call me today and said that he has rats starting down at the town transfer station. He's never had them in the past. He's killed 2 with his manual traps now. My thought was, after talking with him, is we should have the same company that's doing the service for our town here. I think they're $165 a quarter, Dana. And they have a startup of like $300 to put all the bait sites out. But I thought we should get that, taken care of quickly down there.
Totally agree. The public health.
Your thoughts, Dana?
Yeah, I'm in support of that. Who's the company that we use for pest control now?
Monadnock Pest Control.
Yeah.
They were recommended by Justin. I use them at my house.
You've done a good job in this building here.
They have in all of the buildings, they're very, reliable.
They email you when they're coming, they schedule if you got any changes, they're really.
Mhm.
Lean, do you think you could take care of that for us and
Sure,
add
yeah.
them to our?
Yeah.
I just don't want that to get out of hand. I know he's trying to do it on his own, but even handling them things, I don't think is a good thing to do.
Cause,
And generally, with a pest control company like this, would they, if you need like the traps to be rebaited and things like that?
They come every
There's
quarter.
no extra charges for those, correct?
that's
No.
correct, yeah.
They do a startup of,
Yeah.
in like 300 to put all of them out, and then it's 165 a quarter to come back and check them. But when they do it, they do
Okay.
bees, bugs, ants, mice, rats, everything, you know?
Yep,
So
yep,
it's a
okay.
total building.
And do we think it would be the same price, as the town offices?
I would think so, cause it's a similar size building and, it's generally
Okay.
what my residents cost too.
I see, I don't know where the rats are,
Okay.
it's by the trash or.
I think they're gonna do both them buildings, that's what they
Yeah,
generally
yeah,
do.
yeah.
So, yeah, before, I know that once you get a small amount of them thing, then they multiply fast, so.
Yeah, I'm in favor of that, unless there's any surprises in terms of what the rate comes back as, I would approve going forward with it.
I'll get a price,
Yeah, we'll leave it to you.
so if it's within
Which-
reason, just go ahead and.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
Just communicate that to, the time availability with, the transfer station manager.
Yep, yep.
Of course.
Yeah, just have them call, cause it may as well come during open hours. Okay, that's all I have, Dana. Anything else for you?
Other than to say, this has been reasonably successful considering I am in the North Sea, by the North Cape of Norway right now. So this is a very interesting way to conduct a meeting, and it seemed to have worked okay. Lean and I will work on doing a Zoom meeting option for the future for any of us that happen to be remote.
Yeah, I figured you would work that out.
The telephone will work fine, I think Zoom is a luxury, but I think this telephone will, I think, work fine.
There was
Yeah,
also
yeah,
some
it-
issues
it-
with a vendor, continuing to call Woody's office or send him emails. He'd like to drop that. I thought maybe when you get back, you could work on that as well as show him how to, get a disconnect from those people that keep trying to reach out to him.
he can also do that through our
What is
tech
that?
support.
Woody's got somebody reaching out to him by email, he's asked them to stop, and they just continue on reaching out to him. And I thought you
Oh,
could show
okay.
him how to block that properly.
Yeah, the tech support will do
Oh,
that.
sure.
He's
Yeah,
our new
yeah.
tech support, free tech support right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Right, Dana?
We can easily help with that, yes.
I thought so.
Have a safe trip back, Dana.
Yeah, will do. Thanks for, joining me in tonight. Thank you, Lee.
You're welcome, Dana.
All right, take care, Dan, have a good day.
All right, we'll see you. Bye now.
Bye-bye. I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:46.
So moved.
I know there's one other thing I forgot about,